Hi, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make a really quick video today about this. It's possibly the most unique lens that I have in my collection. It is the Laowa 9mm f2.8. It's their 0D, their zero distortion lens. It's the widest lens I own. It's probably the smallest lens I own, and it probably has the least amount of use, albeit when I really need it, it's really useful. I'm also trying out this little Rode mic attachment thing today. I have a habit of chatting with my hands and talking with my hands, so I figured maybe if I hold onto this I'll be a little bit less animated, because I know some people find that a little bit distraction. So let me know in the comments whether or not you think having the handheld mic is better, or whether or not I should switch back to like a lavalier or something like that. But here we go, give it a go, see what I think. So back to the lens. I bought this, I don't know, 18 months ago, I think, thereabouts, maybe 2 years ago now. It's hard to say exactly when I bought it, but I bought it for one specific job. I bought it for filming interiors for property companies, so real estate, property tours, etc. Specifically for use with my X-T3 and X-T4 on a gimbal, sort of going around houses and doing property tours, etc. I found that a lot of the lenses that I was using previously for that, the widest I had was 16mm, and it just really couldn't capture the full width of a property, especially here in the UK, when a lot of our properties are actually quite small. We don't have big wide open spaces in all of our properties. A lot of our houses are quite compact, so I needed something with a really good wide field of view, but I didn't want to have that sort of GoPro aesthetic. So there was really was only one real choice on the market, and one that everyone was recommending, which is this, the Laowa 9mm f2.8, the 0D. The reason that I really wanted to go for this one is because of that 0D bit at the end. It really is, given how wide it is, it's 13 point something millimeters in full frame terms. It really has almost no distortion. Obviously, it is an extra wide angle lens, so you get that sort of perspective that you only get with a wide angle lens, but straight lines are straight, and it doesn't warp things and make things look sort of artificial, and they don't look like they've been shot on an action cam. So it has that sort of wide field of view, but it still gives you that sort of professional look, the kind of look that I was looking for. When it arrived, I took it straight out of the box and started playing around with it, and I was automatically really impressed by it's quite a heavy lens, it's quite weighty, and it's got quite a nice feel to it. It's mostly metal construction, metal lens hood, metal body. It's got a metal bayonet or sort of lens mount, sorry, with no electrical contacts. It's just a fully manual lens, obviously no autofocus here. And then you've got an okay manual focus ring. It's got a reasonable amount of resistance. It's got hard stops, which is nice. And you've then got a manual aperture ring as well, albeit back to front to all the Fuji lenses that I've got. So on the far left hand side is your widest aperture, on the far right hand side is your narrowest aperture, which gets a bit confusing if you are switching apertures all the time. Fortunate enough for me, most of the time I shot it wide open. But yeah, when I first used it in anger, I was really impressed. I was able to get exactly the sort of shots that I was looking for, the kind of wide angle shot that was going to give you the full view of the property and show you exactly what was going on within the rooms, and give you a sort of sense of space and scale. And that was what I was really missing before I went to this lens. And yeah, it kind of was basically like a light bulb moment for me in my sort of video work from that point of view. I'm a photographer first, I have been for years, but video is something that I've been trying to do more and more of over the last couple of years, and really enjoying the challenge. And property tours are quite an obvious thing to get involved with, because lots of property for sale, and video is becoming a hot commodity for those kinds of things. So yeah, it made perfect sense for me to hop on to the Laowa train, as it were, and start using the wide angle lenses. The lens is not without its faults. It is very small and compact, but that has a bit of a frustrating thing as well about it is, if you've got your camera fully rigged out and you've got it on a gimbal and stuff, actually it's so close to the lens that trying to sort of adjust anything can be a bit frustrating. Thankfully for me, it was never really too much of an issue, because I had a more of a set it and forget it approach to my settings. set the manual focus at just before infinity, and I was most of the time shooting wide open because a lot of the properties I was shooting were quite dark, so I was just trying to get in as much light as possible, and that allowed me to get the sort of best sort of in focus picture that I was hoping for, is the best I could get out of it. And there really is nothing else like it. I think at least at the time, there's nothing else like it available for the Fuji X Mount system. Obviously, since this lens was launched, they have released the 7.5mm cine lens, which is even wider, a lens that I am seriously interested in getting, and they have also launched a 9mm cine version of this lens, which is a little bit bulkier, and it's got the sort of city gears and things on it, which I might actually be considering sort of trading this in for. And going for the cine version. Not that there's any better optical quality, but just from a usability point of view, for the specific sort of use case that I have, I find that it is actually going to be a much nicer lens for me. But if you are a photo first person, then you don't need to spend the extra. The 9mm is absolutely perfect. Speaking of photos, this is actually a very nice lens to use for photos. I haven't used it much for photos, but when I first got it, I did take it out and have a play and try it out. I took it down to my local beach, or the nearest one to me, which is Cromer Beach here in North Norfolk, and took some photographs of a lot of the sort of rusting tractors and various other things, and was really impressed with how sharp it is. I've also used it for a few car shots, especially sort of interior shots. It's superb for that. The other use case that I've used it a lot for, and it's been perfect for again for something that I do, is it's ideal for when you mount the camera on the inside of a car. When you're doing pieces to camera, it is it's ever so slightly too wide, but it's the best that I've come up with for shooting in interior shots in cars. So really nice and wide field of view. And I'm not a big fan of mounting GoPros in cars to do pieces to camera, because they just still, as good as GoPros are, they still look a little bit digital. I'd much rather have a cage with proper mounting and then use my X-T4, for example. So in conclusion, this is a fantastic little lens for its use case. It isn't for everybody. Not everybody needs a 9mm lens. Not everybody needs something quite that wide. Obviously, for if you're doing property videos and property photography, this is going to be absolutely fantastic. For a crop censored camera, it's going to be exactly what you need. But if you're not doing anything like that, then you probably will find that this isn't really for you. But then again, I suppose if you stumble across this video, you probably already had an idea that you're after something this kind of wide. So yeah, so all in all, I think, the 0D aspect of it, it lives up to its name. There is very little distortion, and if used correctly, you can really get some fantastic wide angle images out of it. And build quality wise, it's fantastic. It's really solidly made. It's a little bit pricey for a manual lens, but I think because of the engineering that's gone into making such a small, compact, but minimal distortion small lens, it's probably why it costs so much money. So yeah, if this is something that you were considering for that kind of shooting, then yes, definitely give it a look. If you are video only, then you might want to have a look at the cine version, because there are some benefits that come with it, but fundamentally, optically, as far as I'm aware, it's exactly the same lens. So yeah, so overall, if it's for you, if it fits your use case, I can definitely recommend giving it a look. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you like this video. It's an unscripted video, so this is just my quick thoughts, and I thought I'd just sort of try and get this video out ASAP. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, give us a subscribe for more videos coming soon, and yeah, see you next time.